Hey everyone, welcome to Thursdays at 3 here at the Emerald Little Theater. Your host, Jason Crespin. Hopefully, everyone is having a fantastic Thursday. It's already May 4th. As they say, may the 4th be with you, all of the good things. Hopefully, everyone's having a great old day. We are busy. It's a show day at the theater. Woo! Fireworks, confetti, all those things. We're so excited we're getting the theater already, the lobby ready, and they're putting the final touches on all the little aspects of our show. It's exciting. We're going to kick off tonight a 3-week run of Beautiful, the Carole King Musical. Ooh, very excited about that. But anyway, so we have two amazing guests, of course, stars of the show. We'll get to them in just a little bit, but very excited to talk to you about everything going on at ALT firsthand. Ooh, let's see who's commenting. Oh, Vanessa's here. Woo woo, we love Vanessa, one of our new ALT warriors. So excited that you're watching, Vanessa. Yes, super exciting. It is right. So excited. I got some good sleep last night. Just was like, cannot wait for our show. But before we talk about Beautiful, we want to send a huge thank you to not only our amazing board of directors, but all those that attended our beautiful gala this past weekend. This was, of course, was on Saturday, April 29th at the Derrick Event Center. It was an amazing time. The great band Love Session played. We had great food. Everyone looked absolutely fantastic with what they were wearing. So huge shout out, thank you to our board who set that up, all our amazing volunteers who helped set up and take down and work the event. Our title sponsors, of course, of AAA Electric and Reinhardt Roofing. Reed Beverage, she sponsored all of the alcohol for the event, which was absolutely fantastic. So super excited about that. And then, of course, the Derrick Center was donated as well, the Derrick Event Center. So kudos to all of those people who put that together. It was a huge event for us, so we're very thankful. It was a lot of fun. Vanessa says, love you, Jason. I love you too, Miss Vanessa. Can't wait to see you tonight. We want to remind you also, as you are calling and getting your season or your tickets for Beautiful, we want to remind you to get your season tickets. That's right, season tickets are on sale now for our 2023-24 season. We announced it, a couple weeks ago, but we have great shows: Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, Rent, The Play That Goes Wrong, Spam-A-Lot, Sense and Sensibility, The Boys in the Band, Chemical Imbalance, and End of the Rainbow. Those are the eight shows of our main stage and adventure space season. Of course, it does not even include all of the Academy productions. So huge season. Be sure to get your season tickets. Don't forget, if you get your season tickets before July 1st, you get bonus tickets. If you get 8 tickets, you get 1 bonus ticket. And then if you get 9 tickets, you get 2 bonus tickets. So get on the phone or online and start ordering your season tickets for next season. Speaking of next season, I can't show it to you because I want it to be a surprise when you come see Beautiful. But in my hand right here, I almost showed it. Here, I'll show part of it. That's all you're getting is that right there. Boom. Okay. The ALT season calendar is in, y'all. It's in our hands, hot off the presses. Huge shout out, oh my gosh, to Russ Anthony over at Color Art for helping us produce such a quality calendar. It's our free calendar that reminds you everything going on at the theater, when tickets go on sale, when tickets go on sale for members and the public, when Academy classes start, when registration begins. It has pictures of last season. It's just a really cool marketing tool for us. So it's a free calendar. We want you to think of ALT every single day. So get a calendar, swing by the theater to get your calendar. And then, of course, we also want to let you know that right around the corner, later this month, auditions for Puffs. That's the first Academy production of the next season. Of course, that'll be directed by Carrie Huckabee. Very excited about that. And that is on our website. We want to let you know that Puffs audition form is now on the ALT website. You can click on it from the main homepage, and you can also get it on the Academy's homepage as well. So all of you kiddos, or if you're going to be in camp this summer, you will be able to audition for that. Anyway, all the audition information for Puffs is, of course, now on our website. And then, of course, volunteers. We are still looking for volunteers for this weekend for ushering and concession stand. if you can help us out, sorry, I got a little choked up there. Apparently talking about puffs because I'm too old to audition. I can't audition. That's why I'm getting all choked up. But if you want to help us out this weekend, call us. Call Lissa, our volunteer coordinator, of course, at 806-355-9991. Of course, you can also email Lissa at amarillo.littletheater.org. We have a sign up genius link that you can sign up for, but we definitely need some people helping with ushering, with concession. It's going to be a big show for us. So if you can help us out this weekend, that would be absolutely fantastic. Ashlyn, Vanessa's daughter, Ashlyn's also a star of our show, says, love you, Jason, as well. I'm getting all the hill love. I love it. Okay, you're tired of hearing me. You're tired of seeing this mug. You want to see the talent, the real talent, right? I'm so pleased to have on our show today two amazing individuals who are just rocking it out in our show. Let's bring on Callan Riley and Hunter Lee. Hello, you two. How are y'all?
Hey,
doing okay.
Push myself in there, and I can look. I feel like it's like the Brady Bunch. Where I can look up at you guys and
done.
Exactly. Alan, we have a show tonight. I'm so excited. It is finally here. We've all been working, of course, really hard. Callan and Hunter lead our cast of 27. We have, of course, an amazing crew as well, and orchestra, and so many volunteers helping with this show. But before we get to the show, Hunter and Callan, remind us, what do you do when you are not at ALT? Hunter, let's start with you.
I am currently a barista at Palace Coffee Company. And then I am also a bartender at the Royal Bar. And other than that, I have a lot of plants that I take care of.
Are you a person that names your plants?
I named like the first 3, and then I got about 27 more, and I forgot to name all of them.
That's a lot of plants.
Yeah. Wow. Actually, okay, wait, hold on.
This just in, plants with Hunter.
She's going to get 100 plants.
Okay. So this is the first plant I got. He started out like this big. His name is Harold. And my dog Harold used to be like this big, but then my dog got to them and ate him. But he's coming back. So
yeah, Hunter's going through a
Reginald.
Reginald?
Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, Harold and Reginald. Those are my 2 little plants. 2 of a lot that are currently in front of me.
It's going to be a Netflix series or a children's book coming soon to your
Yes.
Callan, remind us, what do you do when you're not at ALT?
Yes, when I am not at ALT, I work for Sharp and Iron Studios.
Yeah.
I'm doing sales for them with some of the stuff we got going on, but in between shows and movies and TV series, we've started reaching out to the public to see what we can do for small businesses and things like that, to help the quality of local commercials and advertising and things like that. Since we have the means, why not one, keep our staff busy in between things, and 2, make sure that everybody's getting a good opportunity at positive advertising.
And in fact, ALT, we signed up for one of the small business ads that after we've opened the show, we will I'll head into the y'all studio and we get to work on. But we're excited to get that package for us. I'm telling you right now, if you're even a small business, big business, any kind of business, solo business, group business, call them, call Callan and be like, I want to get the package that ALT got, because
because you have to realize one thing we're really pushing is something that you own. If you go through, and there's no offense to any of the channels in town, but you don't own that product. With this, you own the product. You get to share it over all your social media. Professionally shot, professionally colorized, which some of you may not know what that means, but it means it looks really good.
It looks so
it's good. Not something you can't just colorize on your own iPhone. So
no, exactly. Yes, I cannot wait to get started on ours. So we're super excited to partner with y'all for that. Talking about, of course, beautiful, the Carole King musical that you guys are in. Hunter, of course, you play Carole King, the Carole King. Callan, you played Jerry Goffin, which of course was Carole King's husband for a time period. But honestly, you guys portray 2 of the greatest songwriters and collaborators of music. I mean, the music that Carole and Jerry wrote I mean, for the 60s and 70s, they really just wrote the music of that generation. And I wanted to ask you guys, were you familiar with the music of Carole King and Jerry Goffin before this show? I mean, I remember hearing the musical of the show and not realizing how many songs I actually knew or that were traced back to Carole and Jerry. But how familiar were y'all with this music?
Personally, I didn't know how much music I knew. I think I was kind of similar to your experience, Jason. That like I was like, oh, Carole King, okay, like I don't really know who she is. And then I started doing research and I started listening to music. I was like, oh my God, like she like there's so much music that like I didn't necessarily grow up with, but it was just classics. Like, oh, of course that song. Like,
Yeah,
like it was whatever because like everyone knew it. And so it's been interesting like discovering and rediscovering that music, especially because when I go to thrift stores and stuff, I look through a lot of records and a lot of vinyls. And so like I'll pull one out and be like, oh my God, wait. And then I know this like whole history behind this song for this artist because like I'm in this show and I've had to do research with a character, which is a really cool sense of discovery for me.
Sure. Oh gosh, yeah, for sure. Callan, what about you? Did you know any of this music?
You know, for me at first, no, I had no clue. To be 100% honest with you, I hadn't heard of the musical.
Sure.
I hadn't heard of Carole King. But as I started listening to the songs, I was like, oh, I know that song. I know that. And not only songs by, Jerry eventually leaves out of, anyways, there's a point that he develops his own writing studio, Goffin Records, and all this stuff. So you take that, and then you take into account, Cynthia and Barry, who were also a part of that time and highly entwined with those characters. That once you start listening to it, and that's something I've told a lot of people, I guess. They're like, well, who's Carole King? Well, blah blah, and I'm like, listen to this song, listen to that song. You know that song, you know that? Oh yeah, I do know all those songs. So I think all of us know a lot more of the songs going on in the show that we even realize. Which is good.
I wasn't sure. Oh, sorry.
This is just music credits of how many songs are in. It's that page and this page. That's how many songs are in our production that we, of course, had to give credit to. And like the amount of songs that you guys wrote. Your characters wrote, I should say, and then of course the Cynthia Weil.
I wrote them actually.
You wrote them. That's right. You wrote them all. Hannah, you're gonna.
You wrote the music. I wrote the lyrics.
All right.
Come on, the lyrics. It's only when words matter, okay? Only when words matter.
I was in work the other day, and there was just music playing in the background, and all of a sudden, Pleasant Valley Sunday, which is a song in our show, originally performed by the Monkees, it came on, and I got super, super excited and noticeably excited. And then I had to explain to about like 10 people who were like kind of in the cafe and sitting around me, my coworkers, about like, oh no, I know this because of this, and like it was written, and I was like telling them all of these things, and they're like, okay, good for you. Can I have my latte now? Like, and I was just so excited that like I knew the history of this song, like, and it just came on randomly, like it was fun.
And speaking of Pleasant Valley, a lot of people ask me what my favorite song in the show is, and it is Pleasant Valley, but because of the reason that it's timeless. Like there's a lot of songs in this that are just timeless, and that's why it's become a musical and things like that. Because you look at Pleasant Valley Sunday, it's about people wanting to get away from the norm, and what competing with the Joneses and la da da. There's just so much that continues on in society that a lot of these songs touch.
Yeah,
no, very true. So true. And for our viewers who are watching who might think, I don't know what Beautiful is. Like, what is the show about? We want everyone to know. I mean, it really is a story of Carole King and how she went from a teenager who was just kind of writing some songs and pitching them to where she became fully this performer, with the success of Tapestry, which of course won so many awards with the Grammys and kind of catapulted her even into more stardom as a performer, not just somebody who wrote music. And the show really, I mean, you guys do the biggest jump in the sense that you guys start off as teenagers, and end the show in your late 20s, early 30s. I have a photo here of our press and of one of your first meeting encounters there of Carole and Jerry meeting at school. And then of course, here's a great photo with you guys with Cynthia and Barry, the two duos of creating such great music for the era. How is that for you guys? Especially Carole. I mean, you go from really teeny bopper. We keep calling her teeny bopper.
Yeah.
Till the success of Tapestry. How is that? How challenging is that to portray such different ages of Carole?
I guess I just have to go through it and like just remind myself like how old I'm supposed to be in that scene or in that moment.
Yeah.
Because she starts out as a 16-year-old girl and she's so excited and like happy about life. And later in the show, she becomes a mom, even though she's still very, very young.
Yeah.
She has like, I have to remember to play it with some sort of maturity, even though I'm still maybe like 17, 18 years old, dramatic timing, but like becoming a mom does a lot to you.
Sure.
And so I just have to remind myself of like where I'm at in the show and where Carole is emotionally and in real time. And I think the most challenging part is the singing for me. It's like in the beginning of the show is like I have to really focus on sounding young and sounding kind of inexperienced and fresh and new. And then by the end, making sure that I don't sound like that. And then having all of the in-between have a smooth transition. So it's not just like all of a sudden like, whoa, she sounds like she's 30 now. Wait a second. Like, so it's definitely been a process. But I think it's great experience to be able to play 16, but also 30, but do it all in one show, which is cool.
Well, and you do such a great job at portraying all those different aspects of Carole for sure.
For sure.
And your wigs, our wigs are helpful to kind of help portray what age she is. We'll get into wigs in a little bit. Callan, let's talk about you with Jerry. He does have a path that he's going to go on, and he meets Carole and kind of discovers another strength that he has in writing these lyrics, and kind of takes a different career path. And then you go from, I mean, without giving too much away, but your character has, I think, one of the biggest arcs because you have to deal with so much in the show and the personal struggle that Jerry had and how to portray that. But you do it in a respectful way because this is a real person. You know what I mean? It's not just a character that somebody made up. So how do you handle that balance of making sure that you can portray those different layers of Jerry?
Yeah, it was tough. I kind of had to take it segment by segment, I guess. He does. He has an arc that is kind of wild. He starts off young and innocent and in love, not to give too much away and things like that. But then he can never find his satisfaction. And no matter what he's looking for, whether it's song success or relationship success, or he continually can't find satisfaction. Which I think stems from seeing his father go through that and different things. Anyways, it was definitely interesting to find those different layers of the characters. I do feel blessed to get to play a character like that because as an actor, that's what you want to play. That's what you want to do. You want to find something with layers, something to dig into. And it's taken a lot to dig into it for sure.
Well, you're doing a phenomenal job with it. It's a difficult character to portray as somebody who can be likable throughout the process because he had so many struggles. And so you guys both are doing such a great job. I cannot wait for people to see this show tonight. I'm so excited about that. One of your fellow cast members, he says, "Yep, so many wigs. We've had, we were able to rent a handful of wigs, tons of wigs, some costumes, and some set pieces from Casa Mañana, which did the show in March. Yeah, was it March? Early March, yeah. And I mean, Carole, you have 4 wigs. Callan, you, I
I
think, are
don't
one of
get wigs, and
I was
I'm
gonna say
jealous.
you and Barry and
So
Donnie.
jealous.
Be lucky.
I think you, Barry, and Donnie are the only 3, and Nathan. I think there's only like 4 cast members that don't have any wigs, and then there's some cast members that have like 5. So it's just insane, like the amount of wigs we have. Huge shout out to Zoe Hill, who's kind of our wig supervisor, making sure all of those look ready to go every night. Another fellow ALT warrior, Gabe, says, "Cannot wait. Break a leg tonight, and best wishes for a great and memorable run." Thank you so much, Gabe. Gabe, his work is also in the show. Constructed a piano for us and an amazing camera.
It looks so good.
Yeah, can't wait for people to see that work on the stage as well. And Vanessa says, "You two are amazing. So proud to work with you guys." That's so awesome. Vanessa agreed.
We love working with you too, Vanessa.
Yeah, exactly. And speaking of like Vanessa and Callan, for you, my next question was going to be, you're making your ALT debut with this show. It's your first
I
one.
am. I do come from a history. I mean, when I first started, obviously this area, grew up in a small town in Groover, Texas, and then did WT in Texas and some things, and ventured out after that. I never got a chance, I guess, to be a part of ALT in the mix of all that, but
it was meant to be this show. It was meant to be that you.
It was meant to be this one, and I do feel very excited to be making my debut with ALT.
And that's just like Vanessa. Vanessa has always told me she's gonna audition. She's gonna audition, and she almost auditioned for Clue and couldn't. And then finally we got her to audition, and I was like, I talked to her last night about it. I was like, it was meant to be that it was this show that you made your debut in. So
we have a handful of people. I saw you at the art chamber.
Yeah, the arts meeting.
Because I would have never been in auditions. I
was
went
like,
to present something
for
Sharpened Iron, and you were like, "Hey, how long you been back in town, and why haven't you come and seen me?"
Yes, it's so funny. I saw a girl yesterday when I was at Studio 4, and got to talking to her, and she takes voice lessons from Brandon Beller, and immediately I was like, well, why haven't you auditioned for shows? Like, I feel like I either ask people why they're not coming to see a show, or why they're not auditioning for shows.
I haven't seen Brandon in forever.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll come see the show. Yeah. Come see it.
Good guy.
Gabe is sending some hearts about our compliments, which is great. I love that. And then, of course, Hunter, you made your ALT debut a couple seasons back, of course, with Maria in The Sound of Music.
Yes.
And then, of course, portrayed the cook and singing Telegram earlier this season in the hit Clue. So it's so fun that, we have people who making their debut, people who've been in shows this season, people who like Nathan Jones, who was in my very first production of West Side Story years ago. He played Officer Krupke. So we have a wide gamut of talent and how long people have been here at ALT. I was going to ask Callan, with you making your debut, how has that been? How has the process been for you being one of the new people?
It's been amazing being a part of the process. To be 100% honest with you, I felt a little insecure going in at first because I've got a lead, and these people are like, oh, he's got a lead, and he's never even been in ALT. So I felt a little bit insecure about it at first, but it's been a very accepting family. I've had a lot of help. Hunter has been amazing.
Yeah.
There's been times when we started going into costumes because she does our beautiful costumes.
I was gonna say yes. Huge shout out
for the beautiful costumes that you have put together for all of us. I feel so bad because a lot of times we're going through costume changes together, and my costume changes have changed a couple times, and so then she's trying to do this quick costume change. And I'm like, wait, what am I supposed to wear? And she's just, I'm like, I know you're about to go on too, but I got to know what I got to put on. And I hate to bother you. I'm so sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. It's my job.
Anyways,
it's been an amazing supportive cast and amazingly talented cast. Like, even when we just first started, we started with musical rehearsals, and listening to these people sing has been just amazing. It's beautiful. Like, they are amazing singers, amazing talent. Dylan and Lindsay, who play Cynthia and Barry, I can't get enough of watching their scenes.
Yeah.
They'll
be on next week.
They're so they'll be on next week, but they're extremely talented, and I respect both of them a ton.
And I'm telling you, you're so right about the music. I mean, the songs in this show, I mean, yes, you guys have, I mean, Hunter, you start off the show and end the show, and you really pretty much sing throughout the whole show. But the musical numbers by the other groups in the cast, I mean, we have such amazing talent, and I want to remind everyone, it's local talent. Like, these are people from the
Which is
area who are
mind blowing.
volunteering their time, which is amazing. We have the Drifters. This was one of our press photos there. The Drifters, who sing a handful of songs, and they are killing it. They're sleek, they're smooth. It's just, I cannot wait for our audiences to see them. Of course, then we have the Shirelles, led by Kissy Cummings there, Aspen, Tia, and of course Saturn. They're doing phenomenal. And then switching some costumes, switching some wigs, we have Aspen leading us as Janelle Woods and the Chiffons. They are absolutely fantastic as well. I don't even have photos, but we have the Righteous Brothers. Of course, Hugh and Nels playing the Righteous Brothers. They have a great song in the show as well. Saturn has a moment of locomotion that she leads with an ensemble cast as well. And I mean, I'm just telling you, every time some group comes out, it's like, I cannot believe these people are in Amarillo, Texas. I cannot believe we have this talent in our community.
That's even how I felt whenever I showed up to auditions. I was just like, holy crud, the talent in this room. That was just auditions. I was like, locally, what? Who are these people?
Right? Yeah. It's insane.
After being out and around and seeing talent from city to city across the nation, I was just at auditions going, wow. And so when castings came out, I was blown away, because I was like, after seeing all that talent, what? Like, what?
Well, you both have equally just as much talent and are just shining on that stage. Terry Wilson, I love this comment. She says, what? You didn't fly professional actors in like Clue? She says that because one of our cast members overheard people talking about our production of Clue, and they were like, oh, no, they flew actors in to be those actors in Clue. So that was like,
I thought it was a touring company or something.
It was a touring company instead of our local talent. So I love that, Terry. It's so true. Emily says, so excited to see the show. Emily also made her ALT debut this season in a great role of Adelaide in Guys and Dolls. So it's so funny, because I mean, Hunter, you were brand new as Maria, and so a lot of times people think, oh, like, do I have a shot if I'm brand new? Yes, if you are the right person with the right talent in the right spot, like, gosh, we want you guys to audition. Gabe echoes you. Callan says, I feel the same way, Callan. I can't imagine my life with ALT now. I love that, Gabe. Amanda sending, she says, love you, little bro, break a leg.
My sister out in Tennessee.
That's awesome.
She's watching this, but I love you, sis. Awesome. And Jaden, my little nephew, you're amazing.
I love that.
My little nephew always says, what's that crazy guy got to say? That's I'm silly with him. I
love that, though. That crazy guy.
Where's that silly guy at on FaceTime?
That's the best. Vanessa says, there's a lot of people that started in Amarillo and look up the history. It's so true. A lot of people did start off in Amarillo before they went off and did something big. It's so true. And Amanda says, sending you hearts there. I love that.
Love you.
Amanda, he's doing awesome. The crazy silly guy is being awesome on our stage, so we're excited for that. And like you guys said, yes, the musical with Carole and Jerry, of course, they became the songwriting couple, and they had best friends of Cynthia Weil and Barry Mann, which worked in the same offices. And equally wrote music, and it was almost this fun competition of like who was going to get the next #1 song and stuff like that. As you mentioned, of course, Lindsay Williams and Dylan Kazar there, who portray those characters, will be on Thursdays at 3 next week. I want to ask you guys, what does it feel like to know, and some of our viewers may not know this, but what does it feel like to be the 4th show in the nation, the fourth theater in the nation to do this show, and the first community theater, the first non-equity, non-professional theater to do this? There's a theater in Maine that did the show back in the fall. They were the first regional premiere of an equity house to do that. Casa Manana in Fort Worth in March was the second show. I luckily got to go see that show. the night before our cast list went out, in fact, which was really, really fun.
Wow.
And then there's a theater on the East Coast as well that just completed the run. And then we are the fourth show, but the first community theater. Like, how does that feel to be the first ones out the gate?
Well, first of all, being Carole King is huge, like shoes to fill anyway.
Yeah.
So on top of that, it's like we got these special rights and we're not being paid, and there's so much pressure. Because I want this to leave a good taste in people's mouths, and I just want people to be able to like leave it having good memories. Which I don't think anyone's gonna leave and being like, they suck. Like, I think everyone's gonna be like, holy crap, like that was amazing. But it's a little scary, and there's a lot of pressure.
Because if you think about it,
music is so iconic.
Yeah, there's only a handful of people who've played this role. Like, we got the book.
Yeah.
I'll show the cast or the audience. These are our librettos, and we literally got them. Like, no one else has had these books because they're brand new. And in fact, they were like, there's probably going to be mistakes in them because
there are mistakes.
And there are. And so that was so exciting, because normally we're like, okay, yeah, like somebody else has written in this book and there's some erase marks and things like that. But there's only, a handful of people who have played this role in this show, or both of these roles in this show, which,
and I think that's really where I think that's the biggest thing to me is like, I thought about it last night after you said something, and I was like, wow, there's only been a few other Jerrys with a G. And besides the original, and it's just kind of crazy to think about. I am glad that I've never seen the show. I mean, because I've gotten to just kind of take my own take and read the script and listen to your directing and take it as my own, without trying to copy something somebody else did.
Yeah, no, exactly.
But it's crazy to think we are the fourth people to play these characters.
Yes, so
that's insane. But,
there's some more love here for Callan. So exciting. We love you, Callan. Mom and G-Mom.
My mom and grandma. I didn't even know y'all were tuning in either. Love you.
It's a who's who of Callan's family. I love it. I love it.
They're all coming in.
Good. Yes. With all of that you're talking about, and of course the pressure and all of those elements, I want to ask you guys, what were maybe some challenges with this show that, going in and thinking, I've done a show or this and that, and then getting, your script and getting into our rehearsals. And huge shout out, of course, to Jennifer Akins, our music director, Sean Walsh, our choreographer, Ashley DeVoyd, assistant director, Kristen Lloyd, a production assistant. The production team has worked so hard. That's not even including Brandon Kumpumi, who's been working on our set, Noah Lang on set and lights, Michael Villarreal, who's also worked on our set. I mean, so many aspects. And so I just want to ask y'all, like, what were some challenges that maybe were unexpected with this production?
For me,
you want me to go ahead, or you want to?
Oh, sorry.
Either way.
I'm trying to think of how to.
Go ahead, Callan.
I think most unexpected for me is I didn't know enough about the character through auditions. The audition stuff we did was very just kind of nice guy, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't realize the dynamics, I guess, that I was getting myself into.
Great word.
I am excited that I have gotten to take on those layers and those dynamics. I just didn't expect it, I guess.
Yeah, sure.
It's just until I got the full script, I was like, oh wow, there's a lot to this guy. A lot more than I thought there was going to be.
Sure. Yeah.
I mean, the expected challenges were obviously my singing. I've never been a person that's just like pick up a script and I can sing it. It takes me a lot more work to get my songs down and whatnot. That was expected. And I appreciate Jennifer for your patience and us figuring some of that stuff out, and Hunter and Terry and Pleasant Valley Sunday, all y'all for your patience and really helping me get to where I need to be for this show to be good.
Yeah, and that's the thing. It's all everyone coming together to make the show what it is. It's helping each other out with all aspects. 100%.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely taken a lot of y'all's support to get to some of the places in the songs and whatnot, and I can't thank y'all enough for that. But yeah, I guess I just unexpected. I just didn't realize what layers were going to be involved with Jerry.
Yeah, no, that's great. Yeah,
but it's been fun to dig into and fun to find those dynamics.
Oh yeah, you've been phenomenal with that. Hunter, what about you? Any unexpected challenges?
I think playing a real person for me is like wanting to because you mentioned someone who told you like in the lobby that Carole King was their first concert. Like and it was like, and I want to be that person on stage. Whereas like, if it's a fictional character or something like that, you can kind of find little nuances. You can find, make up things like
the cook can be whatever you want.
And you can just like do whatever you want. Yeah.
Yes.
But with this, like there was a lot of research that went into the way that I play her. And like I watched a ton of interviews and videos of her performing and just trying to get some of those little things that maybe the audience won't notice, maybe they will, but just those little things that make it more authentic. And then also with the research part is I did a lot of the costumes. And so I did a lot of research on all of the characters for the show, just to know what they would wear. And luckily I had a lot of help, which was amazing. From Jason and Kristen and Ashley and Carrie Huckabee, who sewed some of the like specialty costumes, which was amazing. But doing research on all of the other characters as well as my own characters added another layer of understanding, but also challenge to the process.
Sure. Yeah, no, 100%. I can't wait for everyone to see not only both of y'all's performances, but to see the costume work as well. I think everyone just looks so good. I want to ask you both two different questions. I'm going to ask you, Callan, after the show, especially, I mean, the show, you go through an arc and at the end of Act 2, come out different than when you went in.
Right.
I want to know about your process of kind of coming down after the show. I asked when I interviewed the cast of The Father, it was a heavy show for them. And it was like, kind of like, how do you then leave that on the stage and kind of go, okay, let me go home and go to sleep now, especially after late night rehearsals and stuff like that. So for you, I want to ask you, how do you come off of that? And then Hunter, I'll get to you, but I want to ask you, how do you prep to get ready for the show? Because vocally, you have to be solid because you sing the whole night.
Yeah.
And not just one or two songs. You sing these iconic songs throughout the show. So So Callan, I want to know about your post rehearsal and
I'll say this. I'll say there is a time, well, I don't want to give anything away in the show, but there's a time in the second act that I have I guess a breather.
True.
In the second act, and I guess that's when I start letting myself decompose a little bit. One, to go into the final scene and whatnot, where I have my remorse and things like that. So that begins, I guess, my decomposing process.
Yeah.
And then instead of taking the highway home, I take residential streets home and listen to music that has nothing to do with the show.
Smart, yeah.
And just kind of roll the windows down and vent and take a deep breath, because I mean, I don't want to complain or anything like that, but the journey I go through with Jerry it's emotional and it's heavy.
Yeah,
it's heavy for sure.
And I think you're right. I think it's well written how you do get a little breather in Act 2. You know what I mean?
Right.
It's so helpful the way they wrote the musical, which I will say, a lot of people are like, oh, it's a jukebox musical. I will say this is one of the best written jukebox musicals because the music inserts itself into the storyline perfectly.
It really does.
About Carole and Jerry's life and Cynthia and Barry's life. I was shocked for some reason in the back of my head, I keep thinking, oh, well, this won the Best Musical Tony Award. And sadly, it didn't. There was another great show called Gentleman's Guide to Love and Murder that kind of was an underdog show that kind of, was a surprise hit and ended up winning. But the show, I think, is so well written to insert these songs in places that really, really work. Hunter, speaking of those songs, so how do you prep to get yourself ready to be singing for 2.5 hours?
I'm really lucky in this role and in this show that a lot of the songs sit right in like a really comfortable range of my voice.
Yeah.
And so I don't have to do a lot of like warming up necessarily. For some shows that I have to sing much higher or much lower than my regular range, I have to do a really intense warm up. But with this, it's very like easy and nice, and it flows really well out of my body and out of my voice box. So
well, and it's written well too, where you do get like, it's not just bam, 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 bam. I mean, you do have a lot, but you get a little breather when the shrills go out or when the chiffons go out. Granted, you're doing a costume change when that's happening. So,
well, I think it's
Callan's bothering you, going, "What do I do with my costume change?"
I just hope you come out with clothes on, Callan. Okay.
fair.
But I warm up in the car on my way, because it's like a 30-minute drive. And so like I warm up in the car and I do a lot of like humming, which is just like an easy warm up for me. But also at the beginning of the show, I do a transition from like 30-year-old Carole to 16-year-old Carole in, 45 seconds. And so I have to mentally prepare myself before the show to be a kid. Yeah. And I'm not so far away from 16, but there's still that mentality and innocence that I have to kind of like put myself into, so that I can play it genuinely, and not just be like, oh, that's an adult playing like a child, ha ha ha, like cheesy.
I feel that as well. Yes.
So that's kind of it's not a long process as far as me getting ready for the show, but I'm definitely not one to like meditate before a show. Like I need to be working up until I walk out on stage, or else I think too much about it and I get in my head.
Yeah. I'm the same way. No, I love that. As we're wrapping up, we want to, of course, remind everyone that the show is this weekend. It starts this weekend tonight. Yes. In fact, tonight, two for the price of one. Tickets are tonight. Thursday, 7:30. Then, of course, Friday, official opening night at 8 o'clock. Saturday as well, 8 o'clock. And then, of course, shows next weekend, which we do have a May 14th Mother's Day show at 2:30. That's Sunday, 2:30. That's our first Sunday show. And then we'll close, of course, on the 21st at that 2:30. Who should come watch this show, y'all?
Everyone.
I didn't even time that. That was perfect.
Everyone.
It's true. Everyone's watching the show. I mean, it is rated PG-13, not because there's explicit language. There's a couple here and there, but not. And of course, there's some a little more heated, arguments and things like that. That a young child might be like, why is somebody yelling on stage? Things like that. But there's, the show is just so good. Everyone should see this show. It's such a strong show. Callan and Hunter are turning in beautiful performances in this production, and I cannot wait for everyone to see it. Vanessa says, love their positivity. It makes it so much easier to break the ice in ALT. It's so true. It's so true. Hugh says, we had a fairly small child. I loved it, and I was the witness to this. Hugh said, we had a fairly small child dancing to Locomotion last night. Everyone will love this show. In fact, I will share that story, Hugh. One of our cast or crew members, which she's an actress of ALT, but they were in the audience and they were, dancing to Locomotion. And at intermission, I was like, I love your dancing. And they were like, well, that's what Saturn said to do, is come on, everybody do the Locomotion. So I got it. Like, it was like, why weren't you dancing? Like, they told us to get up and dance the Locomotion.
That's amazing.
Jason. I was like, I know, I'm so sorry. I should have been dancing. So I loved it. It was awesome. Vanessa says, she was so adorable. It's so true. It's so true. But yes, everyone should come watch it. We want to remind students are always 2 for the price of 1. Use your, get your friends to come up and see the show. A lot of people are like, oh, I don't really know Carole King. I don't know that music. Or I'm telling you, you're going to know at least one or two songs.
You're going to know so much of it.
In this show
Well, and so much of it, like I said, with Pleasant Valley or whatever, it's so much of it is timeless. It really is.
100%. And
it's timeless, the situations and the trying to succeed. And I mean, I think it's timeless to all our lives.
Agreed. And plus, we're the 4th theater to do the show. You can't just go over to another theater and see it. You got to come see our show. Again, we kick off tonight, 2 for the price of 1 tonight. Students are always 2 for the price of 1. So give us a call. You know the number, 806-355-9991. Or, of course, you can always order your tickets online at AmarilloLittleTheater.org. So excited. Callan, Hunter, thank you not only for being on Thursdays at 3 today, but, of course, sharing your time and talent with us in the show. It's about to be payoff because we're about to have our first audience. Cannot wait. It's going to be so exciting. And Callan making his ALT debut along with our other cast members, which is so exciting. Vanessa says, I get to see how my grandmother and mom dressed. It's worth it. It's true. I told the cast this the other day, looking out in the audience of our cast right before we started. I was like, I feel like I'm looking at my mom and dad's yearbook. Like everyone just looked so awesome. Carrie Huckabee as Hunter's mom, as Jeannie Klein, and her wig looked fantastic.
She needs to have a talk show.
Yes, sure. Yes. The other day she had her mug, and we were like, we want a Jeannie morning show. Mm-hmm. Everyone looks absolutely fantastic. Oh, I should mention, I forgot. When you come to the theater, not only you'll get your ALT free calendar, but we also have opportunity to win tickets. There's 2 guitars that were donated to us. Literally,
they are so cool. They're so
nice guitars.
Cool. I don't know if you've seen them yet, Callan. These guitars are in cases.
In the front.
You saw them? Yeah. Yes. Yeah. Okay. Yeah. You saw them. Yeah. Glass cases signed by. One is literally signed by Prince, the artist formerly known as Prince. The other, Paul McCartney. Guys, Prince and Paul McCartney.
How, as a cast member, do I get myself in the runnings for that?
Great question. Yes. Tickets, just check out the table, buy a ticket. I think they're 1 for $50 or 3 for $100. These are, both guitars are over $5,000. Like anywhere you would want to even.
Oh, yeah.
They have a certificate of authenticity. I can never say that word. Thank you. Amazing. Vanessa, shut up. That's amazing. And I freaking love Prince. Yeah, no joke. Vanessa, I'm getting like 5. I love it, Vanessa. Just getting 5. I love it.
5.
You gotta see it. Also in our lobby, we want everyone to know that we have a great kind of like it's where we have our lobby display normally for photos, but we have it kind of set up as a recording booth session of. I don't know if you saw it yesterday, Hunter. It's in our lobby. You'll have to check it out, but you can take your picture in the recording studio of the show and post those.
I was looking at it tonight. It's so cool.
Yeah, it's in our North Turk lobby. So you guys will have to see that before we open the doors today.
Pictures.
So many things. When you come to the theater, get all those things. It's gonna be great. Oh, Hugh says one is guitar signed by Prince. The other is a left-handed bass. Oh, thank you, Hugh. Just like the left-handed Paul McCartney played, but he may not have played that particular one. Yes, left-handed bass.
It is signed though.
Okay.
Yes, it is signed. Yeah, they're so cool. I love them. Okay, Hunter, Callan, I got to get back to work to finish up.
Hey, thank you so much.
Thank you for being on Thursdays at 3. We'll see you guys at the theater, and everyone else. Hopefully, we'll see you this weekend at Beautiful, the Carole King Musical.
I didn't get chased down for using Wi-Fi.
Yeah, Callan was like, I'm gonna borrow. He's literally in the middle of work, and he was like, I'm borrowing Wi-Fi real quick to get on. So we really appreciate that, Callan. Cracks me up. I love it. And then everyone tune in next week when we will have Dylan Kazar and Lindsay Williams, our Cynthia and Barry of our show.
Who are incredibly talented. They're fantastic.
Yep. He says, break a leg. See you all in a couple of hours. See you in a couple of hours, Mr. Hugh. And yes, we'll see you guys all soon. Thank you all very much for tuning in. We'll see you all soon.
Thank you.
Bye.